Welcome back to Salvy and Quinn, everybody, and we are back at Quinn's place.
It's been
today.
a while. I haven't been here in so long, dude.
Shut the fuck up. It feels like it's Salvy and Quinn's summer right now. It might be pitch blackout, and it's been pitch blackout for like an hour already.
Oh yeah.
But it feels like it's Salvy and Quinn's
It's
summer.
warm enough in here. I had the heat going. Like I turned it off when you got here because you know the boys are gonna be steaming it up.
Yeah. No, it's we're recording a drunk session tonight, viewers. It's gonna be very exciting. It's been a while. We're gonna play some Kirby golf. We're gonna do a pregame with a simulator game. We'll see how that works out. And we are also going to beat Pikmin 2.
Yes, sir.
You might have just seen that it said 90% of the debt recovered on the screen, and we're gonna get 10%.
When did that happen?
In this episode, we're gonna get the rest of the 10%. I'm pretty sure. Maybe not quite, but. And then there will be one final episode where we'll do the post game that I've never done, because when I beat Pikmin 2 the first time, I got 100% and said, okay.
So this time you'll be going 100%
100% blind. And we'll just do one episode of that, just have some fun. So anyway,
it's gonna be Mark's favorite episode.
Yeah, very exciting. We're happy to be back here with a drug session and all that. I've got to shout somebody out.
Yeah.
Because we had a Prez night not too long ago. Just this week, we went out and had just a cheeky little Prez night. Nothing crazy.
Nothing
few rounds of Prez, you know.
Some of the boys.
Nothing too wild. And I got talking to our boy Keegan.
Hey.
On the way back. Because he gave me a ride home.
Yeah.
And I was hoping I'd actually get to talk to him while we were there, because I remembered that he liked Game of Thrones back in the day.
Oh yeah.
And as I've talked about already, I got into Game of Thrones recently. I have like a pretty solid record of like once a year I just get really obsessed with like one, you know, whether it's a book or a TV show or a movie series or video game. Like I'm trying to think back, like last year it was definitely maybe like Assassin's Creed, and then the year before that,
quite a few of
them. And then the year before that was probably like Breaking Bad, and then year before that it was probably 2021, maybe like Hitman. I got into Hitman 2021, so I always have a record of just like getting really into something, and it's a nice distraction for a little while, and then I get over it. But Game of Thrones has absolutely been that for me recently. And do I have enough for this? Oh, we better. Have I just got enough? 25. Yeah.
Nice.
And so I've been getting really into Game of Thrones, and I watched the whole series, and then I read one of the books, not the main series, but like a side book about the dynasty that like got overthrown right before the main series starts. And I knew Keegan was a fan of it, so I was like, oh, I'm going to talk to him about it, you know. And I wasn't sure how big of a fan he was, though, because I remember going over to his place back in like 2019, like right around graduating high school, and Game of Thrones had just ended. I remember him talking to us like, "Oh, it ended all bad," and he was all mad about it. And we hadn't really, like, none of us knew anything about it. Like, no one really cared. And I remember like almost like laughing, like, you know, sucks to suck, like how the thing you liked didn't end well, like LMAO. But it just doesn't really matter to us. And then I ended up like watching the show, and now I know all about it. So I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to talk to KG about that. And
do you agree with his sentiment now?
Yeah.
Like,
No, I get it. I get it now. And what I ended up doing was like, oh, I hope I have a moment to talk to him, you know, during Prez night, but like, you know, there's not really like a time for like the one-on-one, you know?
No.
So I didn't really get to talk to them, and then he offered me a ride home, and I was like, no, that's okay. Wait, yes. Because I realized, like, that's the perfect time. That's like the one-on-one. We'll just be in the car together. So I sat down, and like, first thing I say is, so Game of Thrones, like, I think we said like one thing about Prez, and then I just was like, all right, so anyway. And then
let's, like, how much are you really gonna be talking about Prez after the fact? Like, it's Prez.
Of course we gotta talk about Prez, dude. And one thing about talking to somebody about like a subject like that is you don't know how, like, maybe he watched the show and then hasn't thought about it in 5 years.
Yeah,
right?
I mean,
like
it ended.
It ended, right? So I don't know how big of a fan he is or whatever. But I asked him about it, and instantly I realized, like, no, he's still a huge fan of it and stuff. And I gotta say, man, it is so satisfying to talk to somebody who's equally as nerdy about something as you are.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, because we were just like gushing about it, like just like going off on stuff we love and like things we like, things we don't like, and we're just going so into it, and it's just it feels so good to just talk with somebody that like is equally as nerdy as you. Like, just like
sure.
it's like one of the most satisfying things. So we talk, and like, man, I should have told him to hit the block one more time, because that car ride was way too short. Like, we got there and we sat in the car for like 4 or 5 minutes just outside my building, like just talking about it.
That's funny.
Yeah. So maybe I gotta like wine and dine Keegan sometime, and we can
Pull up with the Josh. Like, dump to RSVP.
But yeah, so I wanted to shout him out because that was really fun, and I told him because I'm building to something. I wanted to talk about something about Game of Thrones on the channel, and I told him about it. He was like, "Oh yeah, like, you know," because I've got beef with some people.
Oh yeah,
related to Game of Thrones.
Like people as in like characters? Or
No,
like
not
staff?
characters. Fans.
Oh, okay, fans.
Yeah, viewers of Game of Thrones back in the day. So here's the context for it. Obviously, it came out in 2011, biggest show on the planet from 2011 to 2019. Like, just dominated the 2010s, which are obviously very, impactful years for us, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's our like pre-teen,
It's our bread
teen
and
years,
butter
yeah.
right there.
And
It's our peak.
it's the biggest show ever at the time, and what ends up happening is there is the main, maybe he's not the main villain, but at the beginning of the show there's this character named Joffrey, right? Not Jeffrey,
Right,
Joffrey with an O, because
I remember him.
He's fancy.
Because I watched a few episodes with you.
Yeah. So he is this. So maybe you can picture him. But at the beginning of the show, he's the crowned prince, which means his dad's the king, and like he will be king one day, right? He's born as the heir to the throne and all that.
Right.
And he's this blonde teenager kid. In the book, he's like 12, but they age everybody up by like 5 years because it's easier to cast, people in their late teens or their early teens, because you don't know. You don't know who's gonna have to glow up.
Yeah, for real.
But he's like 16 or whatever in the show, and he's blonde hair, and just like his whole life is knowing that he's gonna be king, right? Mm. So he's just the most snooty, like, piece of shit, like, just is rude to everybody, like, just what you would expect this type of character to be. This person who has a life like this, and he is, and people who see the show might be surprised by this, but he's my favorite character. Because, yeah, he's the bad guy, but he is just so comically evil.
Yeah.
Everything he says, the reason why he's my favorite character is because he's not the most likable, he's not the person I like the most. When he is on camera, when he's on screen,
It's just like,
you have to lock in, because he's going to say some just insane shit, like just out-of-pocket shit. He's gonna just like make people fight to the death, or like cut somebody's tongue out, or he's just like, he's got the biggest god complex ever, right? Mm-hmm. And it is I would say probably like a quarter of his lines I burst out laughing, because it's just like he's the best. He's just the most
so out of
pocket, like
yeah,
seriously,
his rocker.
Yeah, his scenes are so funny. And so he's my favorite character. I love him so much, my boy Joffrey. So spoilers for Game of Thrones, obviously. At the end of the first season, he becomes king, and that's kind of like the transition between the first and second seasons. Like, oh, now there's a new king. Like, what's gonna happen? And then the second and third scene have him in it a lot. And then he dies kind of near the end of the third.
Right.
Whoa, the king dies in Game of Thrones?
Nah.
No way. But he dies. And then... But so here's what I'm mad about. My favorite character, and the guy who plays him, Jack Gleeson, he's an Irish actor, and he just kills it. Like, I've started to read the books now. I read the first book, and like, it's a totally true to life, like how he's written. He just does a fantastic job. Like Jack Gleeson just killed it, role of a lifetime, and he nailed it. This was the biggest show on television. There was a period where he was the evil face of the biggest show on television, right?
Yeah.
And he killed it. Like, I'm proud of my boy. Like, he did it. Favorite character, all that. Here's the part that I'm mad about. I went to look at what else he had been in, because I was like, man, he's so good. Like, what else has he been in? I want to see him in other stuff, or like, check out his history since the show. Mm-hmm. And he's done nothing for 10 years after the show.
Damn.
And he's just started to have some new things, but not really much at all. And I'm like, what? Like, why? This should have been like his biggest role ever. What happened? So I do a little bit of research. He was immensely bullied and like death threats and the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
Because he was the bad guy. Now, before I really get into it, just to kind of compare it with a different situation that's kind of similar, you haven't seen Star Wars, right?
I've seen most of them.
You have seen it? Okay.
Just like the regular, none of the spin-offs or anything, but...
Okay, so you know who Jar Jar Binks is, obviously,
yes.
yeah. So when Jar Jar Binks... so when the Phantom Menace came out, for context, it was like... Same kind of situation as Game of Thrones, where it was like the biggest thing ever at the time. But it had all the expectation, because in the late 70s and 80s, Star Wars was like the biggest thing. Like not even just biggest movie thing. It was just the biggest thing. Like a lot of people, their first movie ever was Star Wars. Like it was just so huge. And then they made the 3, and then they stopped. And then finally, 15 years later, the Phantom Menace is coming out, and it's everyone's so excited for this new movie. And then Jar Jar Binks is fucking Misa all over the place, right?
Yeah.
And he's just a joke of a character, right? He's the clown character. Star Wars has jokes.
Yeah.
Of course Star Wars has jokes, but it wasn't... Han Solo isn't just a clown character. C-3PO, R2-D2, like these characters that are funny. They're not Chewbacca. They're not clowns. They're just... They just have humor to them. Jar Jar Binks is just a walking clown. Like his whole character is just to be an oaf that messes up and stuff, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
So his actor got death threats because... Of course he did. He was the character that like made Star Wars like unserious, and it made it look like a kids show, and it ruined ruined the show for a lot of people. So I understand. It's still not his fault at all. The actor.
No,
it's George Lucas's fault. Like it's the writer's fault.
It's crazy that people would do that.
Yeah.
But like I get it more.
But exactly. So I understand why it happened. Joffrey is just the bad guy. Like, imagine sending death threats to Darth Vader because he's the bad guy.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, what is wrong with you if you sent death threats to him? He's just an actor acting in the way they told him to and being the bad guy of the show. If you take Joffrey out of the show,
there's no season like one. I don't know how integral.
Yeah, I know.
He is, but still, like
he is the king.
Yeah.
In Game of Thrones, he's meant to be the most evil piece of shit, the most like most hated guy ever. That's his whole role. He's made to be the most unlikable person ever, and it's like, what is wrong with people to think that's what he's really like or whatever? Like to send death threats and all this stuff. What makes me even more, honestly, I'm more like disappointed because if you think about it, like if he had a certain type of mindset to him, he could have taken it as a compliment because he was acting as the bad guy so well that people
thought he was a bad guy.
Like people wanted to kill him. Like like people hated him so much because of his acting, like just because of how good he was an actor. And it's just so disappointing because I feel like cheated out of 10 years of Jack Gleason like acting.
Yeah.
Because he could have kept acting, but he did. So I'm really sad that he didn't, because he could have taken it as a compliment. Mm-hmm. But obviously I have no idea what he went through. Like, because like he would get it in person too. Like people yelling.
Like
at
I think
stuff.
You could take it as a compliment, but like when people are telling you to kill yourself, it's kind of.
I don't really expect that he would, but. Yeah. He could have. Like, that is the most positive way of thinking about it.
Yes.
Is he was acting as the bad guy so well that people wanted him to kill himself. It's just like, he's suffering from success. Like, he nailed the role. And seriously, he's the best character, and I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad to hear he's getting into stuff again now.
Yeah, so he's like in his early 30s now, and he just did a couple small roles.
Yeah.
I saw. But I really hope, because he could still act for another 30 years. I mean, he's the same guy.
Yeah. Maybe just don't pick up any more like villain roles.
It's such like, seriously, like I don't wish ill will on anybody usually, but fuck, if you were fucking with my boy Jack Gleason from the years 2011 to 2014, fuck you. Honestly, I feel I have the right to tell you to kill yourself because that's what you were saying to my boy Jack Gleason.
That's right.
But yeah, so that's my little rant, because I just like that just pissed me off. I'm like, really? I was expected to have 10 years of Jack Gleason stuff to watch, and instead I just nope, like just so pisses me the fuck off.
That's
People are
messed
so
up.
stupid, but
Well, no Jack Gleason, but you can always just watch The Good Doctor. That's a little pick me up, you know.
does he probably gets hate.
I don't know.
I
have no idea.
am a surgeon.
I
I bet he get. Oh, I was not
Oh
looking.
shit.
That's okay. I was not paying attention to that part, but
Yeah, no, me neither.
I bet he gets the Good Doctor. I bet he gets a little bit of flack sometimes.
I bet he gets bitches.
He doesn't. It's just, I wonder. Actually, I do wonder what that actor. I have no idea what his name is. The
Jack.
Good Doctor.
Yeah.
I wonder what he's like in real life. 'Cause, like,
He's quite nice, apparently. Actually,
I bet he is.
Yeah,
nice.
really amicable. Fuck. Yeah, I said that right. Guy.
I guess you are the right person to ask.
Yeah.
You're only 2 degrees of separation away from
Exactly.
the Good Doctor himself.
Yeah, no, like because they have talked about it before. They said that he's super nice with all the staff and stuff too. Like
Gets
you know,
bitches.
obviously some of the actors just either don't care or like
Just
rude
don't talk
the
to
staff
people,
or-
yeah.
yeah, but no, he's always friendly.
And he's getting bitches or what? What's the
Who knows? Who
the,
knows?
the
man?
BTS? Like he's in his trailer and they just hear good moaning.
He's in the good trailer.
The good dick.
Everything is just branded around it. Everything that he does.
I bet those are the jokes he gets.
Well, like, because they both, or I don't know if both of them, Messiah
I'm doing
has
the
a shirt
exact
that
same
says,
thing
like,
that
the
Fox-
good camera crew or whatever, with, like, the names of all the employees who were in the camera department on it, like...
The good camera crew. So they get it. They're doing the exact same jokes as us.
Yeah.
That's so awesome. Like they take the take, the good take. Just every time. So because I've been so into Game of Thrones, but I'm just watching the TV show and then listening to the audiobooks, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't have anything like tangible, you know. And when I get super into something, I like to get my main thing is a guidebook. I love guidebooks.
I know you have quite a few.
So I was like, oh, what do I want to get for Game of Thrones? Like, I want to get something. So I read Fire and Blood, which is the Targaryen dynasty lore first half. And then there's an art book for it. And I'm like, oh my god, that's perfect. Because I don't want to read shit. So I just want to look at pictures. So it's basically probably like 1/3 the length sized book from the main book.
Yeah.
But with a bunch of pictures, and I'm like, that's perfect. Like, so I copped that.
Nice.
And it said it was gonna get there from November 21st to 28th, and I ordered it probably like 2 weeks before that, and it ended up taking until the 19th. It was
Damn.
2 days earlier.
Actually, that happened to me on one
I
of
know.
the last things I ordered, too. Like...
And I'm just thinking, like, online shipping is too quick these days. Like, it's scary
I wasn't ready.
fast. It's scary fast. I remember being a kid and, like, I think the only thing I would really order online as a kid was Lego sets.
Yeah.
I would get a few Lego sets, usually Star Wars Lego or Harry Potter Lego or some shit. And it would take like a month or something. Like that's still kind of how I imagine how fast it should take.
And it still says it could take, like, it'll take a month.
I know,
or
it
whatever,
was 2 days faster than the slowest time it gave me.
Yeah,
which
for
is just
me, I
crazy.
ordered something last month, and it said, like, you know, October 26th or whatever, and then it was there, like, October 11th or some shit. Like, it was
That's
like, yeah, it'll
crazy,
take at
yeah.
least, like, 2 or 3 weeks, and it was there within days.
Yeah, that's wild. My most memorable online order though is I got I think it was a Phantom Menace Lego set with a bunch of droids and like the big ship thing that like drops the droids or whatever, and I'd ordered it online, and then I wake up and then the one day I lose a tooth, right? Because I'm probably like 9 years old or something.
Yeah.
So I lose a tooth, and it's like, oh, tooth fairy time, right? And I put the tooth under my pillow that night, and I wake up, and the Lego set is in my bed.
Ooh.
And I'm just like, what?
Nah.
Like, no way. And then I run downstairs, and I make the whole thing or whatever. And I talk to my parents in the morning. They're like, wow, like the tooth fairy must have just like got it off the supply line or whatever. Like, picked it up for you from the supply line. And I was like, won't that like mess it up? Like, won't they know? Like, they won't know. They'll be like, wait, where'd this order go? And they won't know the Tooth Fairy took it. And they're like, yeah, I wouldn't worry too much about that, Salvador. Like,
I think you're so real for worrying about that.
I legitimately was like, wait, like, won't that fuck shit up?
Are we gonna get our order again? We're gonna have 2 of them.
And that was like, but I remember being so confused. Like, I thought she just brought coins. Like, she doesn't do this. Like, this is new.
Nah, she's working overtime.
Yeah.
For you, Salvy, bro.
Yeah.
You get the Lego set.
Like,
your tooth was extra
when
special.
you lose a tooth, I'm gonna go grab that Lego set for you, champ. Like,
when these other noobs lose teeth,
I
a quarter. Like, fucking enjoy it. Don't spend it all at one place. But for my boy Salty B,
yeah, 1 quarter. That is usually what it's
that
like.
Lego set.
And then my other Tooth Fairy memory I have is I lost a tooth, and then I wake up and my sister, who's she's 6 years older than me, for those who don't know. So she probably was like, I don't know, maybe like 14 at the time or something.
Yeah.
And she at breakfast, she's like, look what I found. Look what I found. I'm like, what? And she shows me her little like the camera, like not on her phone, but like the camera, you know, like a boxy silver one type shit. And it's a picture of my room. You can see like the lump of me sleeping or whatever.
Yeah.
And there's a light in the middle of the room. And she's like, that's the Tooth Fairy. I'm like, what? And she's like, yeah, that's the Tooth Fairy. And I'm like, no way, really? And then she's like, yeah. And she shows me another picture, and it's like further away. And then she's like, yeah. And then it floated off of your head because it was like near your pillow. And then it floated up. And then it went through the glass of your window and outside. And I was like, no way.
That's crazy.
I'm like, no, are you serious? She's like, yeah, I'm serious. I'm like, no way, that's so cool. How'd you get the timing on that? Like, how'd you know? Like, all this. And then I remember telling my friend Luca, and maybe I was even like 9.
Yeah.
Like, I might have been a little bit old. I think I said she was 14. Maybe she was like 16, and I was 9. Or she would have been 15. And I remember telling him, and he's like, okay, but the Tooth Fairy's not real. And I'm like, yeah, but look. Like,
I have the evidence.
I'm like, look at and he's like, that's just a flashlight. I'm like, no, that's the Tooth Fairy. Like, that's... and we got into like an argument about it.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, no, this is real. Like, this, what are you doing?
That's always such like a funny age when some of the kids start immediately like not letting anyone else have any fun. Like, oh, you know that's fake, right? Like, that is fake. Yeah. That's so fake. You still believe in the Tooth Fairy, bro?
Real. I remember going to Arizona for Christmas when I was maybe like, I don't know, maybe like 12, and one of my cousins, or maybe 14, and one of my cousins was, I think he was 11, and my aunt told me, she was like, this is probably the last year he still believes in Santa. Like, he's really on the fence this year. So just don't say anything. I was like, okay, bet. Like, yeah. I got you. That's like she was like, he's really trying hard to still believe, but I think he's losing it. I'm like, aw. Okay, well, I won't.
Our boys all growing up too
say
fast.
Nothing. And then like his I love relationships like that. The younger brother is like the older brother kind of in their relationship. They're only 1 year apart, but the younger one just like, he just has that older sibling vibe to him. I don't know how to describe it. So he was the one telling his older brother that Santa wasn't real. Like he was trolling him. He's 10 and his older brother's 11, and the 10-year-old's like, you know Santa's not real, right? Like, it's like, oh my god. You can't. That's just their whole relationship, though.
Yeah.
The younger one is like half this height and weight. He's so much smaller than the older one, and yet he just like has the vibe of the older brother.
So did Luca convince you by saying that? Like, did you go home and like, we're like, what the fucking Luca just told me he's not real? It's a flashlight, or like you still?
I mean, maybe he put doubt into my head, but he didn't sway me.
That's good. So what swayed you eventually? Do you know? Like, I have no idea for the Tooth Fairy. I do know about Santa. I might have told it before. I'm sure Dad would know. But like, I just like literally one time I pulled up into my room. I got home. And Shauna had just like left a present that she had been wrapping on the bed, and it said "From Santa."
And what was what went through your head?
I saw it and I was like, oh.
Did you start?
And then I went like had a shower or whatever, and then I like went back afterwards and it was gone, and I just like I never mentioned it until later.
Aww.
And then she's like, really? I left the present on your bed? And I was like, yeah, and I saw it. And she's like, oh. Like, whoops.
That's okay, Shadow. You're a great mom.
She is. Like, it's fine.
It could happen to anyone. That's really funny. I didn't know that. Maybe you told me that at some point, but yeah, I don't remember. I hope. Nah, surely every Salvy and Quinn viewer knows, right? Imagine learning from Salvy and Quinn that Santa's not real. Our youngest viewers are probably like middle school. You're good. I mean, with the internet, kids these days, they're probably figured that shit out at like 5.
But I mean, we've been getting randoms these days. A couple comments from people we don't know.
Yeah,
like a couple of views, couple of videos. You got numbers a little bit.
Yeah, actually, I wanted to give you credit because the 2 videos that you did like similar thumbnails on, both got insane views.
Yeah,
and that's just from you. Like you completely. Nothing about the videos. Like complete clickbait, and you just got it.
But it was not complete clickbait. Well, okay, the best game we've ever played. Might be a little clickbaity.
Well, just here.
And look, if you think about it, you're an ex-construction worker, dog.
No. I'm not.
It's not clickbait.
Okay, the first one, the IRL construction worker reacts to Hard Truck Workshop. So I made that title.
Yeah, you did that.
And then you did the. And I don't know what video that's from, but I know that video. The guy, we'll put him up. Isn't that from
It's from ex Hitman?
It is ex Hitman.
Yeah.
So it's ex Hitman, and he says that's not realistic at all, and it's a Hitman reacting to it for whatever reason.
Yeah.
And then on the Hitman video, you do ex construction worker react, and that just killed me. I'm like, that's so funny that those videos are like weeks apart, but it's like one in like I don't know. That's so funny.
I was laughing at it. Too.
Yeah, it's really so good. And then the black guy in the thumbnail for the construction worker, like I'm the ex-construction worker, but it's just a black guy. That's so funny as well.
I actually didn't even think about that.
What? Well,
because it's not like you were the hitman either.
Yeah, but who's the ex-construction worker?
You were meant to be, but I don't know. Like I just figured I'd search up
the construction
it didn't cross
worker
my mind.
in question. I don't know. And then the funniest comment ever,
Some guy said it was AI generated.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to break down this comment. I'll put it on screen right here, but low effort video and stolen idea. Pick on thumbnail is so AI. Okay, first of all, so this is the Hitman video he's talking about, viewers.
There's no way we stole this idea. There's no way.
Oh, we'll get to that.
Somebody else did.
So low effort video. This is on the Hitman video.
Was cut off.
This video is high effort for us.
Yeah.
Like, it's not the highest effort ever, but like, bro doesn't know how low effort we can go.
The raw recording was like probably easily twice that long. Like, it was
it is cut the fuck up. The intro has like music and like little edit. I even put like when I say 2 sides of the same coin, I put a clip of the coin. Yeah. Right? Like, it's a high effort video for us. And like, I don't know, it's got cuts and music and like, it's not just... Like I said, the bubble. Imagine this guy watches a bubble. Dude. His brain wouldn't even be able to handle that shit. Just raw bubble.
Even then, it has music and text scrolls across the screen. Like
exactly. I don't know. Like he said, low effort video. Salvy Quinn viewers, ops who have seen the Hitman video, can attest to this as being a high effort video.
It was
like,
for our standards, like even just in general, like it's not like
I know that's. I'm like, what kind of video are you watching? 10-second TikToks with a cut every half second? Like what?
He's watching those like hour-long like documentaries kind of thing or something. I don't know.
Because it's just not a low effort video. Like just straight up no. Then stolen idea.
Look. Okay.
Oh, wait. No, that's gonna explode it. Yeah. So then, stolen idea. I'll let you take this away while I dodge these bobs, but it's not a stolen idea.
There's no way. Well, I didn't check, but I feel like it's no possible way that anybody has done ex-construction worker reacts to Hitman 3. Like, this has not been done, dude. This is a fully original idea. Like, I took some inspiration, undoubtedly.
Oh
damn, they got heads.
Yeah,
oh my god. Hey, get out of there, purple boys. I think you gotta get cooked. Yeah.
And then last but not least, AI photo. It's just a well-lit black guy.
Yeah, it's literally. It's not. It's just all right.
It is literally just a well-lit black guy. Like it's a black guy with good lighting. That's it. Like that's not AI.
Maybe kind of weird because I turned up the saturation on it too, but like it's just a photo.
It is just a well-lit black guy. Okay, you know what? I'm
But,
gonna do some scouting. I'm gonna bring
Yeah.
who wants some? Who wants
Also,
some
that
bombs?
got 2 upvotes or 2 likes on that comment. I mean, maybe it was you. It wasn't me.
Oh, I liked it.
Yeah, okay.
no, I liked that
I
comment.
was like, who's agreeing with that shit?
Me.
The other one, though, got like 13 or 14 likes, which is crazy because that's more likes than we usually get on a video. And that was just on a comment on one of our videos. Like, I was like, damn.
But yeah, Ghost to Clog, whatever the fuck, you're 0 for 2 or 0 for 3 because like it was a high effort video. It's not AI, and that's unique.
Try again next time. He probably literally clicked on it and just immediately typed that. Like he saw the thumbnail and was like,
well, he's not gonna see this video. Like,
nah. Well, maybe he'll come back.
No, he
for
doesn't.
sloppy seconds.
Yeah, I couldn't believe.
They always come back.
I saw that low effort video and I was like, oh yeah, he got us. Like that's probably on the Bubble Bobble or something. And I'm like, wait a second. That's the one that took me like 3 hours to edit. Like, what
fucking ex-construction worker.
This guy's never edited a video in his life. Like, fucking seriously.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of cuts in that thing.
Yeah. No, it was a good video.
Whatever.
Haters bad. This is the downside of being famous. Like we are. The downside of blowing up, like what we've done lately. But no, we've had a few do well lately.
But yeah, I just got to give you props for that because like that video was all you. Like that, it's just a Hitman video, straight up. And ex-construction worker react to because you did the Hitman on the other one. Like it's just I don't know.
Yeah, I think funny. I liked a lot of the like title thumbnails lately. Not the most recent two. Like I feel like this last batch I had difficulty with. Like fucking the soccer one. I was like, literally, what do I? Like we did. Like it worked out in the end. I thought it was funny. Like it's a parody of all the like articles online or whatever. But
I really liked it.
Like yeah, some of them have been. What, you just combing that guy right out into the abyss.
Oh god! Look where the cursor is, dude. What are you talking about? Look where the cursor is.
Nah.
Are you so what I do here? Wow.
Wow. Okay.
What kind of bullshit is that?
And yeah, I've just been like having fun with. Like, I've been putting that like the box in the background of a lot of the thumbnails, not all of them, but a lot of them. I literally saw that when I looked up Hitman react to Hitman or whatever. That was like the top one, and a lot of them had this box. I was like, oh, I'm gonna copy that then. Just for the one video because I was trying to imitate the most popular thumbnails for it.
Stolen idea.
Yeah, but
we're all trying to steal that idea.
Yeah, and then I made that. I was like, the box looks kind of good. Like, maybe I should just use that a few more times. And then I just have been. I'm like, yeah, it does look kind of good in, like, certain
I know what you're talking about, like, the lines.
Yeah,
I do know. Oh,
makes it,
you're good. You guys are good.
It makes it pop, and then, and then also the text on the construction worker one was like, that might be realistic. Like, I don't know.
I know that might be realistic.
I kind of want...
That's what the top comment was.
Yeah.
That's what I would have done at title.
Yeah. Which, like, the title was not like that. I think he meant thumbnail, but...
Whatever.
Yeah. Or, well, he could have been either. I don't know. But, yeah, it was funny. I wanted to put, like, a little IDK law under it or something, but that might be realistic. Like, I don't know.
I can't believe you... I thought you, like... intentionally made the guy black, like as a joke. like
I went out of my way to find a black construction.
Yeah,
no, it was one of the top results. Like,
and you're like, damn, this guy's lighting is awesome.
Yeah,
this guy's so.
I was like,
lit.
that guy's gonna go perfect on the Salvy and Quinn branding. Like, I'm putting him on the new banner. Let it be known.
I would love you to make a new banner.
We did talk about it, and then I just kind of forgot about it, to be honest.
No, that's okay.
But I guess he might be there.
No, not that guy. Just like a banner, like we talked about already. Yeah. Oh my god, another one of these?
Nah, fuck him up.
No, I'm gonna let him fuck himself up. That's a lesson for the viewers, dude.
Yeah. That's what happens. If you keep leaving, if you're full of hate, like that guy who left that comment, that will happen to you.
There we go. We're very close. So I wanted to get to 1,000 today, or 10,000. Oh, we're so close. Okay, we're gonna end here, and in the next episode we will get we'll get to 10,000, and then watch the cutscenes and do the next level on that one. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.
I'm okay. What's up? Goodbye.